Well, hello everyone. So I'm just getting my screen set up. Good to see you all. Hello, hello. Hey, pop up live video with me. I'm Tamara Gondor. If we haven't met, I am the president of Launch Street, the creator of the Innovation Quotient Edge Assessment, the only tool that helps you discover your unique everyday innovator strengths and then align those to elevate your game and perform at a higher level at your fullest potential. And I'm also the creator and I guess the host of both Inside Launch Street podcast and the Everyday Innovators Online Academy. Now, with that out of the way, one of our members in our online academy said something this morning that I thought was insightful. They said, I'm not going to let a year define me. Instead, I get to define the year. I get to define where I'm going. And she went on to say how she felt like if 2020 taught her one important thing, it was that you can't control the world around you. So you've got to decide what you can control, what you want to achieve. And that's really what she was talking about when she said she's not going to let 2020 define her or any year define her, that she was going to define where she's going moving forward. So what I wanted to do today in this pop-up hello live cast that I wasn't expecting to doing, but that comment this morning just kind of blew my mind, is I want to talk about the 5 really simple steps that we have in the Academy that is actually going to help you achieve your best moving forward in 2021 and into the future. I want to talk about the 5 steps that I know when people apply the mindset and the tools behind them, get incredible transformation, and they perform at their peak, and they have a stronger, more valued voice. They elevate their game. They reach a fuller potential, which obviously that leads to more achievement, more success, and more satisfaction, more joy. So here's the funny thing about innovation, because innovation is the foundation of all of it. Let me just give you one piece of science that I think is important here. When you're innovative, so critical thinking, creative problem solving, you actually tap the reward center of your brain. That's why it feels so good. Your mind releases dopamine, one of the feel-good chemicals. When you're in a state of flow, you tap other really feel-good chemicals too. It is why solving that sticky challenge, big or small, it could be as small as fixing the handle on your fridge to like unearthing a new business opportunity at work or solving something that was holding you guys back. That's why it feels so good. And that's why your ability to innovate is at the foundation of all that we do here at Launch Street and at the Everyday Innovators Online Academy. So I want to walk you through the 5 simple steps that you can take to bring out your best self and to perform at that peak. This is why people ask me what industry I'm in, what field I'm in. And I often say to them, I'm in the field of human innovation and performance, because all of that performance level, all of that change, all of that kind of reaching the next level comes from you on the inside. I think that's the cool part, because as that Academy member said this morning, look, 2020 taught me one important thing, which is I can't control the world and how crazy it is and how it changes. I can only control what I do and how I want to move forward. In fact, she went on to say, that even with all that change, she achieved incredible success because she decided she wasn't going to let the outside world dictate and define. So here are 5 steps. Are you ready for them? Okay. Step number 1 is I want you to go and take our Innovation Quotient Edge Assessment. This is our proprietary tool that we built. It's a combination of neuroscience, behavioral psychology, work and research, years of work experience, all combined together to help you discover your natural innovator style. And here's the one big truth that we uncovered in all of this when we were doing the research. And I want you to really hear this. Being innovative is universal. We actually all do it. But there's 9 triggers or styles of innovation. And it's the combination of your top 2 power triggers. Out of that 9, your top 2 power triggers, your wellspring of innovation, your natural strengths, and the presence of the dormant trigger. That's, I don't like to call it a weakness, but I'd say it's going to exhaust you if you try to play there. But it's that unique combination that makes you unique And what makes you unique is what makes you innovative. And what makes you innovative is what makes you valuable. So step number one, at the foundation of all of it, is play to your strengths. Know your innovator style. Know how you approach the world in a strong and valuable way. This is how it unlocks your ability to perform at your peak. It unlocks your ability to get into that state, that flow. It unlocks your ability to have that stronger, more valued voice. Oftentimes people miss number one. So, and this is why, by the way, a lot of innovation efforts fails, because we focus on process, we focus on tools, we focus on culture, but we don't take the step back and focus on humans and on us. And we try to fit all these all these different kind of pegs into one type of round hole. And it doesn't work. How many times have you been in those situations where you're in those type of initiatives and they don't work? They don't work because we didn't take this number one step, this critical step of discovering our unique innovator style. There's an incredible diversity of thinking. Our brains are like our thumbprints. No two are alike. So what you bring to the table is very different than what I bring to the table. And that's amazing. But if I don't understand how to bring out my best, and all I'm trying to do is mimic how you do it, or how I see it on the cover of a magazine with someone who I could never be like or have the resources of, or if I try to, read an article and go, oh, well, this is the morning routine, so this is what I have to do, it doesn't work. But when I look at me and my innovation style, that becomes the foundation for all the innovation and all the success afterwards. So very quickly, I'm a risk taker experiential. Those are my two power triggers. And my dormant is collaborative. So what that means for me is I innovate. The risk taker is all about being bold, taking leaps. I actually innovate best when I've jumped off a ledge and I'm already uncomfortable. So if I hold back, if I stay in my comfort zone, I don't innovate well. By the way, that may not be true for you, and that's okay, but that's how I innovate. And the experiential side of me is all about innovation in motion. I'm all about tangible, real world innovation. When I bring things to life, that's when I innovate best, because I can see the possibilities, I can see the holes, and I can innovate. Those two combined mean that I bring bold, tangible innovation to the table. Now, if you're a collaborative tweaker, you bring whole optimized innovation to the table. If you're an imaginative fluid, you bring forward-thinking, concise innovation to the table. I'm not going to spend all the time digging into all the 9 triggers. I think you get the point. But the point is, step number 1, and the foundation of all of it, is take the assessment and discover your unique style of innovation. And then once we understand that about ourselves, we can apply it to the world and go on to step 2, which is about attending an innovation kickstart session. This is all about learning a new framework for innovation. It is about avoiding the traps that often sabotage our, oh my gosh, should I try to say that again? Sabotage our efforts out of the gate, and about getting some big and small innovation and performance wins immediately so we can get that dopamine going, and we can get those rewards going and get that momentum. Let me break each of those down for you, and why it's so important to have this kickstart as your number 2, because you've already discovered your strengths and now we need to apply them. But in order to do that, we actually need to unlearn a few things along the way. We have been trained to keep our innovator style at bay. We've been trained to let it collect dust, whether that is because of consequences you faced for drawing outside the lines, or, being pulled by mediocrity, because God, that is a very strong gravitational pull, isn't it? When mediocrity is a level, that's what you end up playing to. In fact, I did a whole podcast about playing to your potential versus other people. I would go listen to that on Inside Launch Street. I'll put links later in the notes. Okay, but we've got to avoid those traps. We've got to learn a new framework that allows us to implement all this incredible innovation that we have inside of us. We need to unlearn a few habits, behaviors, rules that we think exist that are actually just other people's way of doing things. So we got to set that foundation of a new framework. And we've got to avoid the traps that sabotage our efforts out of the gate. I've been in this business for 27 years, and I've seen it time and time again. There's some patterns. There are some things that people do out of the gate that actually sabotage their efforts. They get to these sticking points and then stop. But on the other side of that sticking point is the success you're looking for, is the innovation and the performance you're looking for. So we got to do some work. Don't worry, I know what those traps are, so I'm going to get you out of them. The third one is, like I said, we want some innovation and performance wins out of the gate. So I'm going to show you and I'm going to give you some things to do that will allow you to get those wins immediately so that you have that momentum. I think we all know what it's like when our goal is so big that it feels like we're never there. But if we break it down into pieces, right, we get there, we celebrate, we check it off, we've had a win, we get there, we celebrate, we check it off, and eventually we get to the big goal. So I want that for you too, out of innovation and performance. So step number 2 is attend the innovation kickstart so that you can unlearn and get rid of those habits, behaviors, and mindset beliefs that are holding you back from being a strong innovator and learn a new framework that's going to unlock it easily. We're going to get over those traps that sabotage people out of the gate, right? Get past those sticking points. And we're going to give you some things to get small and big wins in innovation and your own personal performance out of the gate, because I want you to have that momentum. Okay, step number 3 is you're going to fill out your roadmap to innovation and influence. Now, this is something proprietary and custom to us, and it's what makes joining our online academy so personalized and customized to you. So we're going to take this roadmap that we've built, and in fact, we just revised it. I'm so excited to get it out to current members. They haven't seen it yet. Oh my God, it's so good. And in every step of the way, you're going to use this customized roadmap to build your toolbox for success for today and tomorrow. It is part of the program as you go through it. I'm so excited about this. It starts with your IQE, your everyday innovator style, right? Which is unique to you. So your starting point on your roadmap is different than my starting point. And I think that's why this works, because one of the things that we really make sure we do in the Everyday Innovators Online Academy is we make sure that we are tapping your style, everybody's style. Diversity of thinking is our greatest competitive advantage in this world. And we make sure that we bring that to everything that we do. You're going to apply it in the way that works for you. And over time, you're going to build that toolbox in a way that works for you. So this roadmap is essential moving forward because, like I said, it gives you this blueprint, this toolbox for that success and that elevated performance, that innovative mind, not just today, but as we go through into the future. Okay, number 4 is you're going to begin your weekly bite-sized innovation and performance lessons. Again, this is something that we've actually just added into the to the academy because I know it works. So I'm so excited. And our current members haven't even seen them yet. They haven't started yet. They're about to in a week. This is weekly bite-sized lessons delivered to your inbox. They are power-packed. They are lightning fast, and they guide you through the journey, helping you innovate innovation, keeping it a priority, keeping it top of mind, and giving you what you need. Now, why weekly, you ask? Well, this goes down to behavioral psychology and neuroscience. So here's what you need to know. If you opened up the hood, you'd see a whole engine of neuroscience and behavioral psychology, understanding change and how we change not just our mindsets, but our behaviors, the science behind that. And you'd see this whole machine. But if you close the lid and think about your experience, what you're going to see is super simple, easy to implement weekly innovation lessons delivered to your inbox. Because we know that weekly is how we make sure that you implement change, get the value out of your investment. In fact, the whole online academy is kind of interesting because it's this combination of guided and live events. So we've got guided, like bite size, and then we've got live events, which I'll talk about in a second, like the jam session and the Q&A. So you've got these like constant innovation pings and these deep dives, and some of it's weekly, some of it's monthly, some of it's bi-monthly, but it's that mix of timing and live and guided that really makes this work for people and why they stay. So step number 4 is you're filling out this roadmap, and now I'm delivering all this bite-sized innovation to you. All you got to do is take action on it. You don't even need to open up the hood and worry about that. I got you covered. All you got to do is take action. All right, that's number 4. Number 5 is you're going to join the monthly innovation jam sessions. Here's how this works. You bring the topic or the challenge. I will bring the innovation exercises, the facilitation, and together we will create a wealth of innovative ideas and solutions. I have content and presentation, and then we do these mini breakouts with other academy students. It's so cool. But all of that means we get to like roll up our sleeves and deep dive and make this real world. So we take everything you're learning and we apply it to your world. That's why these are 90 minutes. So Like I said, on one side, you've got bite size. On the other side, you've got 90 minutes, but you pull it all together. And that's why this changes people's mindsets, behaviors, and actions, because it is this combination of all the right elements under that hood brought together to deliver the value for you. So to summarize, the 5 steps for you to move forward and have not just the best year, but make this as a springboard for 2021 being amazing, but the rest being amazing is: number 1, take the innovation quotient edge assessment, understand your unique style of innovation, your foundation to performance and success. Number 2, attend the innovation kickstart. Let's learn those new frameworks, get rid of the ones that don't work for you. Let's avoid the traps that sabotage the efforts, get some innovation wins. Number 3, fill out your roadmap to innovation and influence. So let's customize this experience so you have a toolbox that works for you and your style of innovation. Your roadmap is going to be different than mine. Number 4, engage with a weekly bite-sized innovation. Power pack, lightning fast. You get what you need to make innovation happen. And number 5, join the monthly innovation jam sessions where we go deep and apply this to your real world. I mean, imagine this for a second. Every month, you have a space and a place to come to where you can tackle your real world challenges at no risk. What do I mean by that? Well, you're not at work, you're not at home, you're not with your boss, right? This is a place where you bring it to us, we work on it together, and then you go back to your world with a wealth of ideas and solutions. I think the jam session is one of people's favorite because we really actually roll up our sleeves and make it happen. All right, so to go back to the online academy student, what they said to me, and I want to remind us all because I think the lesson is so valuable. She said, I'm not going to let a year define me. I get to decide how I define a year and moving forward. And the big lesson that she got out of 2021 is, regardless of this, first of all, 2 lessons really. One is, she said, look, 2021 brought on incredible change and I can't control that. She said, but I also learned that regardless of all that, I can still make things happen if I decide to. And that is what I want for all of us. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to put the link in the comment section. In fact, I'm going to do that right now so I don't forget, because I will move on to the next thing once we get off here. In all truth, that's how I roll. It's the link is publishing. There you go. All right, everybody. Thank you. I'll see you next time. Tamara out.